Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, Sloka 66, Part 53. Sarva-dharmān parityajya, mām ekaṁ śaraṇaṁ vraja, ahaṁ sarva-pāpebhyo, mokṣayiṣyāmi ma śucaḥ. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. In the previous session, we learned about what pancha samskara involves. The first thing is anga shuddhi. Second is pancha samskara, which involves tapa, pundra, nama, mantra and yaga. And lastly, atma samarpanam. In the previous session, we also learned about the tapa in detail and also about pundram, the tilak, urdo pundram. We were going through the glories of Gopi Chandan from Garha Samhita. It is said the Gopi Chandan is the soil that comes from a place not far from Dwaraka. The history is that this is the place where the gopis entered the river to leave their bodies after Lord Krishna left this planet to return to a spiritual abode. The mud that used to be the banks of that river is called Gopi Chandana. In this regard, Garha Samhita narrates a beautiful story. In Sindhu Desha, there was a king named Dirghabahu. He was cruel and sinful. He was addicted to various sinful bad habits. He is a regular customer of many prostitutes. He murdered hundreds of brahmanas and even pregnant women. He even accidentally, with flood of arrows, killed a brown cow. But one day, one of his angry, greedy minister killed this king while he was in the forest. Seeing him fallen to the ground dead, the Yamadutas, the servants of Yamaraj, came, bound him and dragged him to the city of Yamaraj. As they were dragging him, they were joking on him and mocking on him. Seeing this sinner, Dirghabahu, Yamaraj turned towards Chitragupta, who keeps account of all the sins of the living entities, asked him, what is the proper punishment for this person? Chitragupta said, O great king, he should be thrown into 8,400,000 hells for as long as the sun and the moon shines in the sky. On the earth, he did not perform even a single pious deed. He killed pregnant women, he killed cows, he killed brahmanas, he killed many innocent animals in the forest. He has offended demigods and brahmanas. There is no sin that he has not performed, my lord. He had all bad habits. Then Yamaraj ordered Yamadutas to take this sinner and throw him into a terrible 8,000-mile wide kettle, a big boiler which has boiling oil in the hell called Kumbhipaka. But something very interesting happened, to everyone's surprise. The moment that the sinner came in contact with this boiling oil, which was as hot as the great fires at the time of cosmic devastation, suddenly became cool. It is exactly like how when Bhakta Prahlad was tortured by his father, everything became in favor of Prahlad. Similarly, when the sinner was taken to the boiling oil, the oil became cool. Yamadutas rushed back to Yamaraj and informed this great wonder. Yamaraj and Chitragupta went back to their books to do a second audit to find if the sinner has performed even one small pious deed. But they couldn't find any. They got bewildered. At that very moment, sage Vyasadeva arrived in that assembly. Bowing down before him and carefully worshipping him, saintly and noble-hearted Yamaraj placed the case in front of Vyasadeva, asking, when a certain sinner who had never performed even a single pious deed was thrown into the terrible boiling oil of Kumbhipaka, the oil suddenly became cool. I am bewildered. It's confusing. How this could happen? Vyasadeva said, my dear king, the intelligent sages who have studied all the scriptures know that the ways of piety, sin, and spiritual progress are very subtle and difficult to understand. Somehow or other, by destiny, this sinner did perform a pious deed, and by that deed he became purified. And Yamaraj was wondering, how is that not in my record? Vyasadeva further explained, that sinner died in a place where from someone's hand some Gopi Chandana from Dwaraka had accidentally fallen. Because he came in contact with Gopi Chandana, that sinner became purified. A person who wears Gopi Chandana attains a spiritual form like that of Lord Narayana. Simply by seeing him, one becomes free of the sin of killing a Brahmana. After hearing the glories of Gopi Chandan, Yamaraj took the sinner, placed him on an aeroplane that goes anywhere one wishes, and sent him to Vaikunta. It is said, even one who hears this account of Gopi Chandan's glories becomes exalted. He goes to the supreme abode of Lord Krishna. So this is the second samskara that happens during initiation, right after tapa. It is very important that a Vaishnava must wear tilak. If one does not wear tilak, it could be because they don't know the glories of the Gopi Chandan, or they are feeling shy to wear because of their bodily identification. But none of these are excuse for not wearing tilak. Wearing kantimala, wearing tilak also has an advantage for practicing Vaishnava, a devotee, to be careful with their behaviors, because they represent Krishna and reminds Krishna to others. When we wear tilak, when we wear kantimala, we will be careful what to speak, what not to speak, what to eat, what not to eat, what to watch, what not to watch, what to touch, what not to touch, what to smell, what not to smell. One may say, it is too much of restriction, therefore I do not wear tilak, I do not wear kantimala. But these cannot be excuses for those who are initiated. Sometimes we see people ask questions, why do we have to show ourselves as a devotee? Is it not enough that internally we are bhaktas? We don't need to show that to others by wearing kantimalas and wearing tilak. It is not matter of showing this to others. It is for one's own benefit, to keep oneself safe from the material attacks. It is a self-boundary that one puts to guard oneself to not get into materialistic activities. And also it benefits others by seeing the kantimala, by seeing the tilak. Others also get benefited. As we said earlier, the U-shaped or a V-shaped Urdhva Pundram represents Lord's lotus feet. Gaudiya Vaishnavas at the bottom of the tilak with the Gopi Chandan They mark a shape of a tulasi leaf, which represents offering a tulasi leaf at the base of the Lord's lotus feet. It is only with the mercy of Tulasi Devi can we develop pure devotion toward the Lordship. In other words, one cannot approach Srimati Radharani directly. It is by her servant Tulasi Devi we can approach Sri Radha and Krishna. So first, the tilak is marked at the forehead with the mantra Om Keshavaya Namaha. Then on the belly, Om Narayanaya Namaha. Then on chest, Om Madhavaya Namaha. The throat, Om Govindhaya Namaha. On the right side of the waist, Om Vishnave Namaha. The right upper arm, Om Madhusudhanaya Namaha. The right shoulder, Om Trivikramaya Namaha. Then the left side of the waist, Om Vamanaya Namaha. The left upper arm, Om Sridharaya Namaha. The left shoulder, Om Rishikeshaya Namaha. The upper back, Om Padmanabhaya Namaha. The lower back, Om Dhamodharaya Namaha. In some places, the last two are swapped, that is, the lower back marked with mantra Om Padmanabhaya Namaha. The upper back, Om Dhamodharaya Namaha. Finally, after washing one's hand, whatever water is left should be wiped on the top of the head in the region of the śucaḥ with the mantra Om Vasudevaya Namaha. Out of 5 samskaras, we learnt the importance and glories of thāpa and pundram. In the following sessions, we learn the other 3 samskaras, namely Nama, Mantra and Yaga. Thank you. Hare Krishna.